I'm Emily.
And we are here to invite you all to our beautiful little yarn store in Christchurch, New Zealand with our podcast, What the Flock?
Ooh.
We have...
Sorry, distracted.
Big Chill Distribution. I don't think they have anything for us, sadly. But yes, if you could, please do us a huge favor and click the subscribe button and that little notification bell. We would love it. And we cannot wait to tell you all the other things that are going on here at Get Flocked. We have things to show you somewhere. We'll find it all. And projects to discuss because Flocktober is a flying by the way it was intended. So, strap in or strap on. Your choice, personal preference. We're not here to judge. She's not here to judge. I'm definitely judging. Emily, what's going on with your projects?
Well, I have reverted to my Jethro-ish cardigan.
Okay.
Just for a little break from knitting.
Yes.
Because I'm in the pre-sleeve separation stockinette doom at the moment and I just need to do something else for a little bit. So I have got my Amoretta blouse.
Yes.
So it is coming along.
And I did actually find the link last week, everybody.
Yes. Turns out it's a girl's name. And it's been around since like the 1800s.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't figure it out because the spelling of it just didn't make any sense to me in any of the languages that make those sounds.
Yeah. So I'm partway through the back, almost at sleeve separation. So it'll get better soon. But I just needed a little change of scene.
Yes, I'm feeling you on that front. Yeah. And what is going on with the Jethro cardigan? Is there like, in a good way, like what's the completion target for squares? Do you know? Is this a way to measure it?
So I've done all the hedgehog part.
Okay.
So I just have to finish the mohair edge around about 6 squares and then join them all together and then the knitted sleeves and ribbing.
And so is there like a fingering weight version of this?
No, I'm just making it up.
Okay.
So, like, I have the pattern, but I didn't want it to be DK. So I'm just comparing, like, the size of my squares to something else. Because it's just rectangles with sleeves added. So I'm kind of combining, like, my pressed flowers and my hexagon cardigan. But you could definitely just use the pattern if you wanted to take that out of it.
Okay. And so... are you going to do the sleeves in the hedgehog fiber or in the mohair or in the mohair and the hedgehog fiber held together?
Double mohair.
Are you going to strike? Oh, double mohair.
It's my new favorite.
That makes sense.
Because so I'm double mohairing around
the edges.
The edges.
Oh,
to try and get a similar gauge to the single. Yeah.
Well, watch what happens live when we get to the double mohair sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I very chaotically, full disclosure, I don't usually actually just randomly cast things on. It's not normally a part of my knitting lifestyle, but we've been attempting as a group to increase the amount of joy that I feel about my knitting. Because I've been really down on it for many years, it turns out, and I think it is unhealthy and unproductive. So even though I do this for work, I have actually decided to not hold myself to finishing my Flocktober projects during Flocktober, which is not the way I usually run my life, but yarn came in, and instead of doing what I usually do, which is thinking about it for months and putting it in my stash and then not deciding what I'm going to do with it and then leaving it in my stash and getting new yarn when I want to cast something on, super healthy. My house is not full of yarn. Emily?
I don't think any of our houses are full of yarn.
My house is full of yarn. But this time, I took the yarn home and I thought to myself, I'd really like to start working through possibly some updates to some classes and seeing how I still feel about the ones that I've published. So this is my How to Improvise a Top-Down Raglan class being played out live in front of all of you. And it turns out that I actually made really thorough notes and really great ways to make yourself a top-down cardigan. Specifically a raglan or a pullover. It does both. The course teaches you how to do either or.
Do you mean a cardigan or a pullover?
A cardigan or a pullover. What did I say?
Raglan or a pullover.
A raglan or a pullover. They're all raglans, but one is a pullover and one is a cardigan. Thank God I'm not doing this alone. And I'm sure you can all now grasp why I'm not doing this as a live on the weekend this week. Because I am not a full person today. But I really wanted to show off the spin cycle and let it have time to talk. And I really think that overall for me, not necessarily for everybody, but for me, the best way that I'm going to be able to enjoy spin cycle going forward may not be in color work. It might be in simple stockinette, because the color work that you often do with spin cycle is in the round, and my body is starting to have a severe disagreement with things in the round. And so I'm hoping that top-down cardigans might be a way around this so that I can knit plain stockinette spin cycle garments to win. Because I love spin cycle, and I've been feeling a lot of disconnection and frustration from it because it's just something I'm struggling to find patterns that work with my body for that aren't just shawls and stuff. And so I'm using my own advice and my own course to try to solve that problem. This color is Bomboloni, which we still have a teeny tiny bit left. I said out loud when I went to cast this on, oh, I'm just gonna knit myself a nice neutral cardigan using Bomboloni. Did I look at the skeins of yarn beforehand? Did I think this through? Like, anyway, it's very beautiful, and I'm super into it. And the good news is, if it doesn't fit me, it'll fit you.
Yay.
So.
I was gonna say as well, it is cool. The top-down raglan rather than being in pieces, because it continues the stripe, like the color.
And that is what I wanted. I wanted it to continue, and I just need everyone at home to embrace this reality. There is no way to make spin cycle line up unless you knit it in one continuous strand. And even then, sometimes it just changes colors. Just so we're all aware, there is a row in here that looks like I changed skeins, but I didn't. It was just two different colors in one row. And remember too, when you're knitting with spin cycle and something like a top-down construction, as the rows get bigger, like Emily said, when you get into that pre-sleeve separation, like I am here, when those rows get really big, the color repeat rate, so the rate at which it changes vertically, is gonna change significantly. But I'm loving it. It's super easy to knit. It's been really good. I haven't been super well, so this has been really nice to have something that I can sit there and do with my hands while my brain is completely blooped. So yes, I'm loving it. I know that I'm gonna love the finished garment because finished blocked spin cycle fabric is honestly the best. I wore my shift again the other day and was like, yeah, damn. Honestly, I might make another one. So stay tuned for that. Chaotic decision making. I don't know what color I would possibly use as a background. I have none to choose from.
Part of my finishing this is to get to casting on some spin.
Oh, yes. The other good news is I've made some great progress, I think, on my Kote by Hiroko Payne. I'm gonna get back into knitting this one this week now that my brain is clearing up a little bit. So this is a cabled saddle shoulder top-down cardigan featuring this big, beautiful cable panel at the back. There are small honeycomb cable panels at each underarm, honeycomb cable panels on the fronts, and a cabled detail running down the top of the sleeve. Much like how Emily needed a break from knitting Amoretta, I needed a break from knitting Kote, which is why I cast that on.
So easy. In such a light color.
That I'm knitting at night. Here's the thing. I believe that this is insanely worth it to knit. I also think that a lot of knitters would find this to be quite a challenge. I have lots of great advice and tips for how you're going to get your way through this without it being so frustrating. I also must admit to being partially responsible for the way the pattern is written because I did edit it. And I'm re-editing it as I knit it. Again, because I've already knit this once and frogged the entire garment. So the good news is I know that I need to get to 3 full repeats of the back chart before I start my pockets. And I have 1 full repeat done and I'm past the midpoint on the 2nd repeat. So I'm actually doing quite well. And once the pockets are done, the sleeves will only take me a day. They always only take me a day. And then I will rip into finishing the button band. So this guy, after this weekend, I'm gonna give myself a full week break from knitting this. Getting to the sleeve separation is by far the most challenging part of this garment. Once you're through the sleeve separation, everything is set up and you're working from the same charts consistently throughout. So it's one of those things where in seamless top-down knitting, the difficult work is almost always top-loaded. So it means that you do the most difficult part first, and then you move into serene stockinette. If you're somebody for whom that appeals, this is a great option. There's literally only 2 skeins worth of knitting to get to this point, so it's just not that much knitting. However, the rows do take a long time, and you may want to consider working row by row. If you're purchasing this, I would recommend getting a chart keeper, because I'm going to confess to regretting not owning one while knitting this.
If only you knew somewhere that sold them.
Oh God, where would I get one? So that's going well. I'm loving it. That yarn is Cumbria Worsted, which is currently up as a broad spectrum pre-order. So you can go in and order anything you would like from that, and we will try to fulfill that within 30 days. That's our new fun thing for bringing you guys some yarn. I should also say our cable cardigan knit along is well planned and well underway from the background. So do get excited about that, because it turns out that we're gonna have some options, and there will be more on the options.
And that is December to
Galentine's Day. So we're gonna give you a nice long time to participate in the cabled knit along, and we are gonna be pushing cabled cardigans for a good reason. But if you want to participate and bring your own cabled idea to this, don't feel left out. If you're gonna do a shawl or a hat or some socks or anything, a pullover, I guess, come along and play with us, because we want this to be about people learning a new skill in a fun and exciting way. And we're going to be presenting both seamless options like Kote and seamed options like Timberline, and talking you through the decision making of what might be the best project for you. If you're a beginner to cabling, we also are running a whole bunch of cabling classes throughout November, including advanced principles of cabling, which is definitely suited for the intermediate and above knitter to start to understand how cables are formed, how we can read cable crosses, and why we don't need charts to make successful cables. Which sounds crazy, but isn't, trust me. We will also be doing cabling without a needle, and something else that I've forgotten. Whoopsie poopsie. Now, for those of you playing along from home...
Seaming, isn't it?
Seaming, yes, which makes sense for finishing the garments. Again, thank God I'm not doing this alone. If you are watching this and you are someone participating in the mystery knit along, I have finished up until the end of Clue 2, and I am about to put it up. If you are still watching at this point and you are doing the knit along and you do not want to know what the end of Clue 2 looks like, I am about to hold it up. So please don't complain in the comment section, because I've now said it twice and given more than 30 seconds notice. I feel like that's fair. It's squished onto a needle. So here's my mystery knit along. It's a very fancy ruffle at the moment. So I'm gonna stretch out this center portion because I think it gives the best idea. Emily hasn't seen it yet.
Nice.
So I did the brioche option on Clue 2, and then I did the rest of it exactly, well, I got to the required number of stitch counts and followed the way the pattern is written, but I did not knit it the exact way Stephen wrote the pattern. And you haven't done a mohair dare, have you? I have not done a mohair dare because I am knitting with a kit from Dark Omen Yarns. The lovely Francesco dyed this, that I did purchase from Stephen and Penelope, full disclosure, but we can tell you that Dark Omen is coming to get flocked in November. And the colors are just, it's awful. The awful part, honestly, was we were sitting here. Oh my God. It was like being tortured. And then every time that I switched to a new base to try to find some more colors, like 10 more colors existed. And I was like, no, I was looking for a shorter list, not a longer list. And I thought to myself, I will be reasonable. We're just going to order like 10 colors and this is going to be fine. I think it spiraled to like 20 colors. So, but Ibsen and Void, the two colors in this shawl, are coming, which is super, super exciting.
I like the pops of green. You're still in your green era.
I am 100% still in my green era, which psychotically is why I'm knitting this Bomboloni shawl, because I was correct. I just thought they would look insanely good together.
Yes. It also goes really well with this.
Yeah.
Because of the hints of teal.
This guy's been a great shop sample for the last little while, and I'm really excited because we're coming back into the months where I can actually wear it, so I might kidnap it home today, because I put it on right before the podcast and was like, I have some serious qualms and complaints about this pattern. However, the finished garment in the yarn I selected is wildly comfortable. Like, wildly comfortable. This is an Elton cardigan, knit not at all to pattern, just to be clear. I went on a modification safari with this one. I saw all of Africa. If you think you're getting this exact result by following the pattern, I have bad news for you. I did not follow the sleeve instructions. I did not follow the armhole. Right. I did not follow the armhole depth instructions. I did not follow the bind off instructions or the pickup instructions. Nor do I think I actually knit the top as she wrote it, because I was like, "There's no selvage," and started changing it from about.
Was it
here.
Top down?
Yeah, it was a top down. I knit the entire thing flat as well, and there's an insane moment where she decides to knit the sleeves on the round when the rest of it's knit flat, and when you go and look at other people's Eltons, you can see the sleeve spiraling.
Especially when it's a stripe, that seems like a questionable choice.
So many questions. I have no regrets about knitting this, and I will say this is the first thing I ever finished in mohair. Because I have abandoned, until this project, every other thing. And this was what broke me on the mohair, and I came to love it. And knitting mohair held single, not as monstrous as I expected.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, I've been having a regular flirtation with the idea of knitting with 2 strands of Berenice at the same time. Berenice is coming. We would show it to you, but we don't know where the box is.
Well, we know it's not here.
We know it's not here. We don't know how long it's going to take to get here. It certainly hasn't been more than 35 days that I placed the order. I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
Never been happier. Any hoodles. So that's happening. That's the end of Clue 2. That's pretty much its sleeve separation. It's an improvise, so I'm just working until I get to the stitch counts I want, and then I'm going to make decisions. And Kote is happening as fast as it's going to happen, which is, And it turns out, I have shocking news for you. I'm going to tell you a thing you didn't know. That knitting the projects you actually are enjoying knitting, when that's the project you feel like knitting, instead of forcing yourself to finish something else, makes this really enjoyable.
That's kind of where this vibe is going. I was like, maybe I'll just take a break and then I can come back to it, and it won't seem like I have to do as much because I'm not far off.
Totally, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird. And I know that I probably should know this, but I have a bit of a tendency to be a tiny bit of an extremist now and then. How dare you? I'm a bit of a control freak. Understatement of the century. And a tiny bit particular now and then about things. And every once in a while I've been known to, like, focus. The problem is I've discovered that most people focus for very short periods of time, and I focus for, like, years at a time. And it was a good bad thing. It got me really far in knitting, it's taught me a lot about stuff and all of that, but, like, it severely disconnected me from the way the rest of the world, Emily being your avatar in this moment, are interacting not with the technical discipline of knitting, but with the craft of knitting, which are related but different. I've, for many years, genuinely only been interested in the technical discipline of knitting, which is not the same as enjoying your craft. You know? And this wild thing exists. And here's a very boring digression that we're going on anyway. I realized that I knit now the way that I cook and the way that I dance. And you have to know me for a long time, but I cook quite well. And when I cook, I never look at a recipe. I never open a book. I don't look at anything or do anything, because I'm not cooking for other people any longer.
Do you mean you don't have a Pinterest recipe situation?
We'll return to that nightmare later, because that sounds awful to me.
It's alright, I've got multiple boards, so there's different types.
Cool. No, I just have memorized how to make Madder Jeffrey's, like, base curry, and then from that I evolve it into many other things. Okay. And I have most of the French laundry memorized, and a big chunk of the book Bouchon.
Are we talking about washing now?
Yes. The French laundry is a washing method. Certainly not the pasta recipe that I use every single time from memory. The best part about it is you only need the only thing you need is all-purpose flour for that pasta recipe.
Pasta's like $1. You just get the Pam sell you, right?
Cool. So anyway, I just cook out of my head, not using any of those ingredients. And so the problem is, I realized I was doing all of these other things and super enjoying them, and it's like, where was the missing ingredient in the knitting? Well, I have spent many, many years forcing myself to knit very quickly to finish things, because it's been, previous to this moment, phrased as being important for outcomes. What I have learned since being here is that we can just do things differently. And everything works. So I am very slowly learning to enjoy what I knit. I think this is going to be a long journey, but the first steps have been taken by me casting on a top-down raglan, a sentence that makes almost no sense to me.
But also, like, the things you enjoy knitting can change, like, day to day as well. Like,
yeah, that's a weird thing for me. So, like, normally what I do is I mono-focus on a project until it's finished, but I'm finding that I'm actually, in totality, getting a lot more knitting done by flitting from project to project. 3 seems to be about right for me.
Yeah.
It turns out I love having a shawl on the go, and that socks are not the answer for me.
I actually cast on the test knit, so I'm partway through my sock, but I don't think I'm allowed to show it yet. But yeah, that's quite fun.
Yeah.
You have a change of scene.
Exactly. I just think I'm more of a shawl knitter than a sock knitter.
Yeah.
Which is confusing because I'm a much better sock designer than I am a shawl designer. But I prefer knitting shawls. So I'm going to start having a resting less knits project, I've decided.
That's funny.
I know, right?
Resting
less
less
knits.
knits.
Because I find knitting
So
Stevens
restful.
patterns so easy, actually. I'm not even kidding. I've edited so many of them over the years and knit so many that it's just like, yeah, I know, make 3. Jesus. Any hoodles. If you find that you are lacking joy in what you're knitting, my new piece of advice is stop.
Yeah.
Put it down and pick up something else. And also, unless it's September, no one cares how many whips you have. There are people who come in here all the time being like, I have so many whips and I don't know what to do. Who cares? It's not hurting anyone. No one is gonna die from our whips. Literally. Unless you're into other things. And this is not that
Different kinds of
podcast.
whips.
Emily has Whips After Dark. No, her other podcast, you should go watch that. If you are Googling a thing called Whips After Dark after this, please know it is going to be disturbing. Anyway, so yeah.
Kind of related, like we got all the spin cycle in, and I was very excited about multiple.
Yeah.
And in my head, I had this big long list of things I wanted to make in spin cycle, but in reality, I did not. So trying to find something that was like exciting that I really wanted to make was a bit challenging.
I think that's really interesting and represents a big evolution in both of our knitting.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But then.
Ravelry.
The pattern
intervened.
highlight section.
Yes.
And I found something that I'm super excited about. I can't remember the name of it's called the Daydreamer Cardigan.
Okay.
By Inya somebody. It is designed in Spin Cycle, so it's been featured on their Instagram and stuff. And it's like a bomber jacket with color work panel here and mohair sleeves.
Sold.
Yeah.
Wow, they really saw you coming.
Yeah.
Is there like a ruffle somewhere? Can you add one?
No, but there's like color, like the ribbing is striped with the what's it called?
Spin cycle.
So I'm quite excited about that. I need to swatch to see if my plan's gonna work.
Okay.
But
I think that's super
yeah.
exciting. I cannot wait to see what you come up
it's
with.
fun to find something that you're actually like really pumped to make because it helps get it done.
You know what's really helped is I'm actually really pumped about Kote. I'm really enjoying knitting it too.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for the next thing because I planned this tabled cardigan knit along purely for myself. I want to be very clear about this. This is a very selfish thing because I wanted to make a very specific cardigan. And I've been trying to justify my way into making it and I just couldn't. And so I planned this knit along, and then I actually have to admit I was kind of dreading it because I realized I wouldn't be able to, for various reasons that are now no longer a thing, I couldn't get exactly what I wanted. So I decided instead to get exactly what I wanted. And then the universe was like, yes, you may have exactly what you want. And I was like, oh, good, because that's the only thing I'm interested in, it turns out. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, saying all of that, Emily
yes.
is wearing a beautiful Baronia cardigan.
Yes.
And Baronia has recently been the talk of midnight. Yes. Emily has started her own cult style. And
completely... coincidentally.
Oh, I know.
Amber has now also expanded the Baronia offerings.
Look at this. So there's...
Perfect timing.
So there's a shawl,
yes.
a hat,
yes.
the cardigan,
yes.
a pullover that can also be a vest.
Yes.
And did I get everything?
Maybe.
There's probably socks. I don't remember. I didn't look.
Yeah. So there's now a pullover.
Yes.
It's also still in Juliet, so it's, you know...
Well, boy oh boy, do we have things to tell you about Juliet. Because I thought to myself, we are waiting on not one, but two, actually possibly 4 boxes of Juliet. And I thought to myself, oh boy, we won't have nearly as many colors as I was hoping to show people. Well, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Apparently someone is an aggressive orderer. And I was like, we will apparently now run out of Juliet. So...
I'm quite tempted to do the vest, even though I only just finished this. Because it would be even quicker.
Why not? Do it after Flocktober.
Yeah.
Attack the vest.
While I'm like not too far from doing this, because then I'll remember like how to do it.
Do it in Ulysses and Berenice.
Stop it!
Should I go get the Comfiture de
No.
Rose that's back there? I'm helping!
Not helping.
I helped. So, if all of you agree that Emily should knit the Baronia vest
in one of these colors,
specifically this color, in Ulysses and Berenice, please comment below Berenice. Spell it however you like. We'll work it out after.
Berenice.
I'm helping you. Emily, why do you not want to be helped into making something in such a beautiful color? Great. So, we can't wait to see Emily's Comfiture de Rose, Ulysses, and Berenice vest. So we grabbed a selection of colors that we have more than enough in stocking to make any of the sizes that you might be looking for.
Like how I can hold 2 and you've got like 8. They're big balls.
Not once have I been afraid of a big pair of balls, let alone 6 of them.
6 pairs?
Never
all
know.
at once.
Oh. I've got nothing on for Friday. No. We are definitely going to get a rating for this one. And I barely swore today, for fuck's sakes. So we selected, I love how like well organized we are today too. We have selected a beautiful array of the colors that we currently have in stock with enough stuff to show you so that you can get some great ideas. Emily, you have...
Confiture de Rose?
Yes.
And Esther.
So pretty.
I can't believe no one has... This
I also
so good.
I can't believe that this particular beauty as well, named to crème anglaise. Mon Dieu. How has this not sold? It is
also
stunning.
This
and the
such
Soch,
a good...
this is the one. This is the most wild. If we told you the number of times that people come in and look us dead in the eye like this and go, I really like sage green, and you're like, great, we have several sage greens, and you pick this up and they go, that's 2 sage, and you're like.
Yeah, and the number of people who have specifically said they want to make a Baronia in this color.
The sage is still here. Please take it, because I don't need it, and I will buy it, obviously. We also have Béline Bleu, the crème anglaise, which I think is a super stunning color that would really show off the lace definition. These two especially will be great
similar,
for that.
like, darkness.
Yeah. And then I decided to grab the autumnal trio of joy, Darjeeling, Érable, and Petit Marron. The Petit Marron is this intense orange. The Érable is like if Darjeeling and Petit Marron had a baby. Which is why I picked all 3 of them up, because I was like, oh look.
They go together.
They're friends. You could also make a gradient Baronia if you were feeling wild. Although I think a gradient plus the lace might be a lot.
Yes.
So just be prepared for that. The other
You could colour block the ribbing.
Ooh. I've just thrown all the balls away. Turns out I can't handle that many. The other thing that I did want to show everybody today and talk a teeny tiny bit about, because we haven't been promoting this super well, but now there is a much bigger color palette available again. There were only 3 colors available for quite a while. And luckily the color that someone asked for was available. But Alpaca 3 is a bulky weight chain net yarn from our good friends at Busier, and it is back in stock. Several people have released bulky weight patterns recently because it is winter where they are, and Lina has a new book coming that we will not be stocking, but that you can purchase, that this yarn would be absolutely perfect for. If you're looking for something to use for the fun textural elements, I would highly advise that you look through what goes on with Busier, as they have a lot of texture yarns that can really play into those sorts of designs. The other big, to me, benefit about this one is that the chainette makes it way lighter to wear than any other bulky.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, even though we're going into summer, I feel like even I could still wear this because it's so like airy and light.
Exactly. It's fluffy, it's a little bit warm but not too warm, and it's really, really beautiful. If you're looking for pattern suggestions, I have actually made one called London that I did in one strand of Jensen and silk mohair, and I believe I said multiple times while knitting it that I wish I had done it in the Alpaca 3. And after seeing it and starting to swatch with it the other day, I will say I contend that I wish I had done it in the Alpaca 3 as well now. Not
I'm pretty
necessarily
sure the novice cardigan is a chunky one that uses this yarn, because that's what the person who wanted it was making. It's a petite knits one. If it's not, I'm pretty sure it's the novice.
So petite knits as well, and most likely, knowing how Meta designs her patterns, it means that any of her things in that weight, that chunky weight, will use the same yarn, because she's very good about that, actually. I will give her credit for the fact that when she settles on a stitch gauge, she repeats the yarns, which I have a huge respect for out of a designer, personally. So, that's everything.
No, it's not.
Oh, no.
Because it's Flocktober.
It's Flocktober.
And we have some fun events.
Oh, we do have events. Tonight, as you're watching this, there is needle tasting from 4 till 6. Tomorrow, as you're watching this, there is movie. From.
I don't know.
There is a movie.
From?
That starts.
It's going to be at Alice Cinemas.
Yes. Oh, it says on the thing at 1:45 p.m.
I was like, what do you mean from? Like what?
From what time does it start? No, it's called Puzzle.
It is super fun. I've seen it before. It's a really good movie.
I would trust Emily.
Competitive puzzling.
I will say, I think overall Emily has better taste in films than I do. Unfortunately, I went to school for cultural studies for a long time, and I think that forcing people to watch the film Existence is acceptable. So I'm not allowed to pick the movies.
I also studied film and have a degree in television production, so you should trust me.
Yeah, which is, I think, why her taste in films is better than mine, because, again, mine comes from a cultural studies perspective, and I can tell you that no one wants to watch Existence, except for me. And Emily can tell you, because she was also most likely forced to watch it at some point.
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so Emily also doesn't want to watch Existence, and you should trust her. Because I have been told that it is objectively bad.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, Puzzle is really good. You can book online or come in.
Yeah.
And we're going to have the lights on so you can knit or crochet or
Exactly. Even bring your cross stitch, maybe. Be adventurous.
Yes.
I think I would love to get some cross stitchers and others up in this bitch. So if you are a multi-crafty person and you want to come hang out at Get Flocked, we won't mock you for not knitting or crocheting. I just want to be clear about this. Like, this is not a craft exclusionary place. It's just, I only knit now.
Maybe not like stone carving and knife making.
I think I'm okay with knife making, but not the stone carving. That sounds like a lot of chips.
Like, they're all quite messy.
Okay. Well, we'll find out, won't we, when the first stone carver and knife maker. Forger? Are they a type of blacksmith? We're going to have to look this up after we go.
Yeah.
All right. So, and there are also drinks at the last one of the month, at the last word at 4:30, the 26th. Come and hang out. It's just a chance to meet other people in a completely neutral environment where you may or may not consume alcohol. As opposed to all the other environments that I invite people into. I guess they're all neutral environments where you may or may not consume alcohol. Well, it's not my fault. I don't know how it happens.
Even the cinema, you can get it at the cinema too.
Oh. Suddenly I'm interested in going to the cinema now. All right. So, you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.